The Ghost Train is this absolute one-of-a-kind thing. It's difficult to describe, and I don't want to give away too many surprises. There's nothing else like it, and it should really start, I think, a whole new type of attraction. It's scary, and it's fun, and it's very different, and it's very ambitious.
We actually take people into a warehouse space, and you see this huge Victorian train carriage which is hanging from chains in the middle of this enormous warehouse. And various things start to happen that you might not expect. But at the heart of that experience, we use Vive to move people into an alternate reality. So Figment started 7 or 8 years ago, and originally it was me and the dog working at home. But pretty quickly we started working in the visitor attraction industry, and so I needed a lot of people to come and help me make these amazing projects. And we made various types of interactive installations, audio-visual stuff, lots of animation, film work, design work, and those grew into bigger and bigger projects.
You kind of bring your idea and we just bring it to light, really.
A few years ago now, we got interested in the DK1 and started looking at that to see what we could do with it. We were very excited about it, and we were all very, very happy when Merlin approached us to do the Ghost Train at Thorpe Park.
So Figment's got a long-standing relationship with Merlin Entertainments. So they approached us initially and said, we've got a really interesting project, and we know you guys are doing some VR work, so why don't you come and have a chat with this guy? And this guy turned out to be Derren Brown. In the UK, you know, he's a very well-known illusionist, and he does a lot of kind of mind tricks on people. He's had loads of TV shows, brilliant performer, so the opportunity to work with him was great. It was his concept. I was show producer on this, so I worked very closely with him, developing the script, developing the ideas. It was a really interesting evolution in the project, but Derren was involved all the way through, and he was really into the VR thing.
When virtual reality came out and we saw the Blue, I think was the first VR experience, so that we went up to HTC and had a look at it, and it was just kind of like, this is the future, but we just knew we had to do something with it.
For me, VR is an opportunity to just go as fantastic as you like, you know? The ability to shift someone into a parallel universe in a split second, you know, that's unprecedented. In our world of visitor attractions, it's really hard to do that. For people to really buy into the environment they're in, there's a lot of work involved in that, and there's always compromises.
The beauty of virtual reality is the flexibility that it gives us. So the attraction behind me has 3 different storylines and different characters that are involved in it. So every time you ride it, there's something different. And what we want to continue doing is invest and evolve it for many years to come.
I don't think it should ever replace everything at a theme park, but I definitely think every theme park should have at least one VR experience.
You get a mixture of high technology creating an entirely new world around you, blended with then you take the headset off and actually the world's changed and there really is new stuff around you.
One of the reasons I enjoy working for Figment is we don't shy away from stuff that we haven't necessarily done before. So when we were given the challenge of doing 60 PCs, 60 headsets on 3 trains in a Wi-Fi network with a lot of show control back-end stuff as well, that was a good thing that we wanted to do. We were up for that.
So the Ghost Train project is massively ambitious. You know, it was a 3-year project from inception through to opening to the public, and it was a tough 3 years because there was a building that had to be built, there was a bunch of stuff that isn't VR that's in there, physical, moving ride systems, and then there's the VR element, and all of that needs to be band together.
I think that was the real challenge and the real, opportunity to make something that people will believe is really there in front of them. That was probably the biggest hurdle, was that we really had to think about how we were animating stuff and creating stuff in a totally different way.
We've got an excellent CG team here, and their work is just incredible all the time, but that takes a lot of time, whereas the filming of things actually was faster.
So we had to tailor the experience quite specifically to work with filmed characters, and that's what we spent a lot of time on green screen with different cameras, different actors using different distances, and we spent a lot of time experimenting to get the sweet spot. And I think we did in the end. I think a lot of people have responded quite well to the human characters and the experience.
The requirement to have many units in a very closed space meant that the lighthouses were the best way that we were going to be able to do that.
So the fact that you have this inside-out tracking system with Vive was just a massive benefit to us.
We've got, 58 people, so roughly 20 people in kind of 3 blocks. And each block of 20 is pretty much serviced by 2 lighthouses at either end on the ceiling. And that covers 20 people. There was nothing else out there that we could have done that with.
We're using it in a very unique way, in a way that I haven't seen anywhere else in the world, and it's giving us something that the guests are asking for more.
Optically, the experience you get from it, I don't think you can really say there's anything that's better out there right now. So to have that with the best tracking system for the purpose that we had, I mean, I was delighted this was the only option.
People come out generally like terrified or just couldn't believe it. I want them to have a mind-blowing experience and just see how fantastic VR is.
I want to see terror. I want them to be excited about VR. Primarily for this experience, I want them to come off and say that was terrifying. Plus, I want to go again.
So yeah, I hope they step out and say, wow, what the hell was that and how did you do it? And if we get that reaction, then great.